Thanks to Maggie Karner. She spoke on a panel discussion today sponsored by the Heritage Foundation about religious liberty. Maggie, can you tell us why you were invited to participate?
Well, I think that one of the reasons they invited a representative from the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod is, quite frankly, when President Harrison testified before the House Oversight Committee hearing last week, I think people realized that this is not just a Roman Catholic issue. And the Heritage Foundation has done a good job trying to communicate that to people, that this is not an issue that just concerns Roman Catholics. It concerns all of Christendom, all of religious folks everywhere. And the Heritage Foundation has done an excellent job explaining that this is not an issue that is just about contraception. It's not about women's issues. It's not a Roman Catholic issue. It's a religious right, a religious freedom issue. And so I think that's one of the reasons they invited a representative from the LCMS here. Also, I'm a woman, and I think they were, quite frankly, looking for a woman to speak on this after last week.
Now, one of the things you said was we cannot be expected to check our faith at the door. Can you tell us what you meant by that?
Well, this mandate, it's a frightening thing because it says that the religious conscience clause for it is so narrow that it only allows for us to provide mercy or care for people inside our sanctuary. It doesn't allow for religious organizations to operate in the world at large. So basically what they're saying is if you want to be a religious organization, you have to check your faith at the door.
Mm. Was there anything that surprised you during today's discussion?
I thought it was really encouraging that we had an audience of young people. There was a group of students there. I can't remember the name of the university they were from, but it was full of students, of college students. And I thought that was really encouraging, that these students are really looking into the issues and really educating themselves about what this means.
Tell us why the LCMS voice is so important to have on this issue.
Well, as I mentioned in the panel today, it takes a lot traditionally to get Lutherans involved in public policy. Traditionally, we kind of stay out of it, and we let the folks that work on the Hill and people in public policy to deal with this. But this directly affects us, and it directly affects our ability to provide services. We've been able to provide mercy in the form of schools and hospitals and all World Relief and Human Care, all kinds of relief work, both domestically and internationally, and this affects our ability to do that. It's a direct affront to our ability to offer services, and so it's threatening to us, and it's scary. So it's quite appropriate that we get involved at this point. And I want to caution people to really understand that this is not a partisan issue. We're not talking about politics here. We're talking about an issue. We're not siding with a particular politician or anything else. We're talking about constitutional rights here. And so that's why it's important that we don't see this as a partisan issue. This is something that should concern everyone, every American of any party, of any political flavor, of any religious denomination. This is a direct affront to our First Amendment rights, so it's important that everybody pay attention.
What would you say the takeaway is from today's discussion?
I was encouraged to see so many articulate women at my side. I kind of felt a little out of my league. Some of these gals were pretty impressive. I felt like I should have gotten some of them to sign my jersey or something, So that was fun to be around these women that really had a strong handle on the issues, and to see so much participation in a really robust debate. I really enjoyed that. It's not a good topic to have to come together on, but I was really encouraged by the level of understanding that I heard amongst the audience and the other women that were with me.
Any additional thoughts?
No, I think one of the closing remarks that folks at on the panel had made is that this is something, like I said earlier, it concerns everybody. And I would encourage people to do whatever they can to make their voice heard with their representatives. I'm in Washington right now, and I used to think, I grew up in the Midwest, and I used to think that anything that happened out in Washington was something that those people did. It's not just those people. We have every right to make our voice heard out here. We're citizens. It's our vocation. We have a vocation as citizens. And the people out here work for us. And so we have every right to come out here and tell them how we feel about this issue.
Great. Well, thanks so much, Maggie.
Thanks for having me.